week's programme, we take a look back at the finals of the Tote Gold Cup from Shelbourne Park, the Bank of Ireland 600 from Lifford. We also have a chat with Greyhound trainer Maria Nairobiz at her Kennels in County Tipperary. But first, it's racing from Dundalk.
There is nothing to stir the blood quite like a high-profile match, and Friday night's meeting of Like a Shot and Ronans Delight was a true clash of the titans. Who could forget that September night last year when Like a Shot powered his way to Derby glory?
Like a Shot is a big danger at the final bend. Maldini, and here comes Like a Shot coming to the line, and Like a Shot comes through to win it.
Little did we think that this Flying Black's next race would be in a match around the sweeping Dundalk circuit. Owen McKenna obviously had his champion in tip-top form, judging by his sensational record-breaking 28:33 trial the previous week.
It's the first competitive run for 5 months or so that's a run for him, and we'll see. Hope to come off in one piece anyway.
But in opposition was another hugely paced animal, Ronans Delight, who himself had clocked 28:31 in a recent trial around Shelbourne Park, where he also holds the 575-yard record. This Tony Byrne-trained tracker raced to a hugely impressive victory in the TRF 575 at Shelbourne prior to Christmas.
Number 2, Ronans Delight, has a half-length advantage from 6 Ancient Title. Ancient came from behind him last week. Can he do the same tonight? It's doubtful as number 2, Ronans Delight, leads to the line, and Ronans Delight wins it.
Ideally suited by the 550-yard trip at Dundalk, Ronans Delight is a worthy opponent for a Derby champion.
It's his first look at the track, and he's an experienced greyhound. He's been around a lot of tracks, so we're hoping that stands to him. But we're up against the Derby when they're here, and he runs this track really well, so we're hoping for the best.
The stage is set for a true classic. Let's join Graham.
In 2, Ronans Delight for Anthony Byrne. In 4, Like a Shot for Owen McKenna. And the hares running for the Boyle Sports Clash of the Titans. And they hit the lids, and quickest away is Like a Shot on the outside. He's gone 3 lengths clear of Ronans Delight, now back in second, but railing well. Like a Shot opening up off the second bend. He's still 3 clear. Ronans Delight on an even keel is close enough if he's good enough down to the second last bend. Like a Shot, this son of Larkill Joe and Blackstone Lace did a cracking trial here last week. He still leads, but Ronans Delight is closing slowly but surely. They turn off the last bend. It's Like a Shot for Owen McKenna. He's going to win the Clash of the Titans in fine style. Like a Shot wins with Ronans Delight back in second with a very respectable run, just touched off by a couple of lengths by Like a Shot there in a cracking Boyle Sports Clash of the Titans. And the time 29:81.
Great race, 2 good dogs, 2 very good dogs. My lad, lucky enough, popped out tonight, and he's a Derby winner, and it's not too easy coming from behind him. He's the first run back since the Derby, but delighted with him, He's a great dog he beat tonight, so hopefully they'll meet again several times later in the year.
Like a Shot is better suited to Derby trips than Ronans. Maybe 600 yards would be his proper trip, but he was fantastic tonight, and there was no dog in the country who come from behind him tonight. He was just super.
And a reminder that the first classic of the year, the Red Mills Irish Cesarewitch, gets underway on Thursday night at Mullingar. Then on Saturday night at Greyhound Park in Cork, it's the first round of the Kudos Super Sprint. There's also a big night there next Monday, and doors are open to the public free of charge. Monaghan GAA hold their annual benefit meeting in Shelbourne Park on Saturday night. 7 years ago, Maria Nairobiz and her family decided to move from their home in England and continue her career as a greyhound trainer here in the Emerald Isle. She set up kennels near Thurles in County Tipperary.
Kind of a pin in the map, sort of thing, brought us to Tipperary. We did have a couple of contacts who we'd bought dogs off locally who had shown Roger around a few houses and different things, but it was potluck really. He just happened to be an estate agent one day, saw a house that looked okay with a bit of land, it'd be okay for have a few dogs there, and we just took it, and that's how we ended up in Tipperary. Have moved since, and now in another part of Tipperary, gone from the south to the north, but it's a nice area, it's very doggy. It's everybody and their brother has dogs around here, so it's a good area for dogs. There's plenty of tracks locally, and you don't have to travel ridiculous distances. So you have a bit of variety of the different types of tracks, schooling tracks. And we're lucky because we are only 5 minutes from Thurles track, which is good because they're very good with their trials and give you plenty of opportunities to run the dogs and keep them fit. So it's a nice area. Being in England and attached to a track, you were looking at normally having between sort of like 40 plus dogs in the kennel at any one time, and it just thought it'd be nice to sort of be able to cut down a bit. I mean, obviously over here we wouldn't want that many dogs anyway. We'd only want sort of between perhaps 5 to 10 racing dogs, and have more of a chance to sort of do the pups. You can breed them, you can rear them, and you can school them and race them yourselves, whereas in England, whilst we might have been able to whelp the pups, we didn't have the time or the room to actually rear or school them, so they would be sent over here and then come back to us at a racing age. Now you get to sort of do the whole complete article. We had a couple of litters ourselves in England out of one particular bitch who now would be the grandmother of the youngest pups that we have. It's a line that we've tried to sort of continue over the years, and we've had a lot of success with them, including Aegean Dream, who was the 2001 runner-up in the English Oaks, and I've got a couple of small ones now out of Droopy's Cule and Droopy's Agassiz, and hopefully they'll turn out to be good ones. We all live in hope. We have not too many race dogs in training at the moment. It tends to sort of come and go depending on what pups are coming up. Probably the best dog we've got in training at the moment would be Lady Norma. She's an out-and-out stayer. She currently holds the track record for the 790 metres at Clonmel, and she's won different stakes for us. She recently won the 840 Open on the Popgun International Night at Thurles, and we have a lot of fun with her. I like stayers. Used to have a lot of stayers in England. Won a couple of one reasonable competition over there, and had a lot of finalists in different ones. They're good dogs to get if you can get a decent stayer. They're very hard to come by though, but we're lucky with her. It means that you can travel around different tracks and have a bit of fun, which is what it's all about in the end.
Number 3 is Bonnie Nikita.
We had a bit of luck last year, a bit of good luck and a bit of bad luck with one particular dog called Bonnie Nikita, who again is one that we had reared and schooled, and after an awful lot of races where she wasn't showing us a great deal, the penny suddenly dropped one day and she turned into a very good bitch. I think she won about 5 or 6 on the trot, got down to 28.80 at Thurles, and finished third in the final of the Munster Oaks. And we had high hopes for her because she did look like she'd stay on a bit as well, so we were going to go for the extended trips. But unfortunately she had a very bad accident at Clonmel, and that ended her career. So that was a bit of bad luck with it, but dog racing's like that. You have to take the good and you have to take the bad. And when you've been in it as long as we have, you kind of get used to that. We have a few pups now that are just starting to qualify. It tends to happen this time of year. We seem to sort of bring them out in the spring. It's just the age of them. It's just the right time for them. I've got a couple of nice pups out of Droopy's Woods and Lightning Valley, who is a bitch that we raced over here, and she won races for us at Thurles and at Waterford. They look like they're doing everything they should be at the moment, so how fast they'll end up is another thing. I've also got a couple of younger pups here, one of whom's out of Aegean Dream, which is a bitch that we bred here ourselves, and she ended up as the runner-up in the English Oaks in 2001. I have a young pup of hers out of Droopy's Cule. And also we've got a climate control pup out of a bitch called Tubatintai, who was the mother of the recent winner of the IGB Unraced at Clonmel. So there's plenty of good breeding. Hopefully they'll turn out to be okay, but fingers crossed. We need the luck.
There are varying regulations between racing in Ireland and England. We asked Maria if she had any problems settling into our ways.
It was fairly easy to adjust when we came over. I didn't have a great deal of dogs to race then, and really we kind of didn't get involved in too much racing until we bought in a few from different places and reared the first litter. One of the main differences over here is the ability to be able to run at different tracks. Although you can in England in open races, if you were a trainer at one particular track, you were based there, and if you happened to have a dog that wasn't suited to that particular track, you either had to move him onto another track, sell him or whatever. But at least here you can, if you have one that particularly suits Kilkenny, you can run it there, or you think it runs better at Clonmel, you can run it there. And it's a lot. The open system I think is a lot better. It's and it's a lot more easy going. I wouldn't like to say there's quite so much red tape over here. Everybody seems very friendly. There's a lot of small people involved in it, and there's a lot of people are interested. Even people who your neighbours everybody knows somebody who's got a dog, or a bit of a dog, and so there's always a talking point.
Of the €50,000 Tote Gold Cup, an event which has captured a lot of attention over the last few weeks at Shelbourne Park, came to its conclusion last Saturday night, offering a prize of €30,000 plus trophy to the winner. First, we take a look back at the consolation final.
The consolation Tote Gold Cup. In 1 is Farlow Cricketer, 2 Foreman, in 3 Plum Picker, 4 is Tantallon's Girl, 5 Stanton Scholar, and 6 The Burglar. The hare coming up behind the traps, ready for off. And away to go. Number 3 Plum Picker's out fast, leads up from 1 Farlow Cricketer in second, but into the bend is number 3 Plum Picker, way out clear around the opening bend with a lead of 3 lengths over Kennel companion Farlow Cricketer. 2 Foreman is Promen then, but down the far side number 1 Farlow Cricketer making progress, but Plum Picker still has the advantage, 2 lengths in front. On the third bend is number 3 Plum Picker from 1 Farlow Cricketer. 6 is arriving with a rush to Burglar, but it's number 3 Plum Picker comes up towards the line, going to win this one. Close for second between 1 and 2. But number 3 Plum Picker is the winner, 28.67 the time. A photo finish for second between number 1 Farlow Cricketer and 2 Foreman. The result of the consolation Tote Gold Cup. The winner, number 3 Plum Picker, owned by the New Tank Syndicate, trained by Mary Gilbert. Second, number 2 Foreman, and third, number 1 Farlow Cricketer. The time 28.67.
Well, a few delighted people with me, Mary. Plum Picker, he's been a tremendous dog for you since you got him.
Yeah, he's really good. Like, it's just, he trapped out tonight, so like we're absolutely thrilled, you know.
And I gather these two are your happy owners behind you here.
Yeah, we're happy owners. Like, there's a couple of them missing tonight, but still, I'm sure they're looking in somewhere along the line, you know.
He's a real professional. He really flies from traps, stays on strongly. He's going to win a lot more races by the end of the year.
Well, hopefully he will. You know, he's a great early pace. Like, you know, I don't know why he didn't stay the other night, but sure, such is life, you know.
He missed you, Murray, and all.
He missed me.
The key is don't go on holidays, Murray.
Yeah.
No, you need a break. You need a break. Like the dogs, they need a break. So
the plan probably Easter Cup, is it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hopefully we continue to come out of traps like he will. To go a few rounds anyway.
We'll have a few in, you know, opposition there, but sure, we'll do our best, you know.
The talk at all the tracks over the weekend was the announcement by Pascal Taggart that he was intending to officially retire from the position as chairman of the Irish Greyhound Board on the 10th of April, the night of the National Greyhound Racing Awards. On next week's programme, we'll talk to Pascal about his 10 years as chairman of the IGB. Now back to Michael for our main race of the night.
The final of the Shelbourne Tote Gold Cup, winner's prize of €30,000. The dogs on parade, and in trap 1 is Armageddon, owned by John Power and Martin Duffy, trained by Brian Madigan, a son of Larkhill Joe and Tinnock Sheila. One of the outsiders of the party, but a very consistent tracker, goes well to the bend. In 2 is the Enchanting Hero, owned by David Giles, trained by Reggie Roberts, a son of Top Honcho and Enchantment. He's won 9 of his 20 races, 28.54 in the semi-final, and that with brilliant pace, and one of the 2 big favourites for this race here tonight. Going from 3, we have Ballymac Returns, owned by Dermot Lynch, trained by Fraser Black. A daughter of Droopy's Woods and Blonde Returns, has won 12 of her 36 races. Another one of the outsiders, but a very capable performer. Going from 4, we have the hugely fast Tyre Ted, owned by PJ Fahy, trained by Paul Hennessy, a son of Top Honcho and Watch the Market, disputing favouritism with number 2 Enchanting Heroes. This fellow, he's won 11 of his 22 races. In 5, High King Closure, owned by Larry O'Rourke, trained by Keely McGee, a son of Honcho Classic and High Dingle. 12 wins from 29. A dog he's flying out of traps here in Shelbourne and could cause some problems early on for the big favourites. And out in 6, perfectly housed, is Mexico, owned by the Cumberland Syndicate, care of John Brennan, a son of Larkhill Joe and Killua Swallow. Not the fastest of starters, but he really flies down the back straight. Couldn't be better housed. The final of the Shelbourne Tote Gold Cup. It's very tight in the bedding between 2 and 4. The hare behind the traps. Away to go, and it's a level start. 5 King High King Closure, but there goes 4 Tyre Ted. Flying up to the bend, leading on the corner from 3 Ballymac Returns. Then comes 5 High King Closure and 2 Enchanting Hero. But down the far side, it's number 4 Tyre Ted. He's gone clear. He's 3 lengths in front of 3 Ballymac Returns. 5 High King Closure and 2 Enchanting Hero. But it's all about number 4 Tyre Ted. He's on the final bend. He's 5 in front and he's powering clear. This is going to be a huge run from Tyre Ted. He wins in style. Second is number 3 Ballymac Returns, and number 5 High King Closure is probably third. The time, a brilliant 28.25. The result of the Shelbourne Tote Gold Cup. The winner, number 4, Tire Ted, owned by PJ Fahy and trained by Paul Hennessy. A brilliant run. Second, number 3, Ballymac Returns. Third, number 5, High King Closure. The time a sensational 28:25.
Well, PJ, Tire Teddy did it for you tonight. Bombed out, and that was it.
Oh, it's something else. I know my breath is gone. Just unbelievable. I actually wrote in my text tonight because I was talking to the master during the week, Mr. Hennessy, and there was only one master. And I clocked down on my clock 28:23. You know, 28:25.
Paul was talking. I was talking to Paul before racing, and he said, "Don't be surprised that this fella leads around the corner tonight. He's in great order." And well, he was certainly right.
Once he came out, you know, I was talking to Paul during the week. He had a little problem next week, and you know, Paul, being the man that he is, the master that he is, he kept on the lead for the week. And you know, we had to take a chance next Saturday night because they couldn't take a chance with the injury, you know. But Paul got the all clear from the genius himself, Tony Collins, on Monday. And I knew from talking to Paul during the week. I rang Paul and wins tonight at a dog run here, and he was second. And I was very happy with the result. And I rang Paul, and I thought Paul might be in Kilkenny watching the race in Kilkenny, you know. Paul was out in the kennel with the dog on the lead. I knew he was getting the Essex treatment this week.
The dog was in great nick, and will he be in great nick for the rest of the year? Maybe a Derby challenge at the end of it?
Well, you know, Ian yourself now, you've got to be lucky to keep going, you know, and he's a super dog. He's a fantastic dog.
As good as you've had?
Oh, I never have a dog again like him, you know, he's just something else. I'm just lost for words.
Well, I dare say you'll celebrate it tonight, PJ. Well done, lad.
Thanks.
Well, Paul, we shared a cup of tea before racing. You told me he was going to break in front and stay there.
Well, I was probably bluffing a small bit in, but at the same time, I'm glad that I did go according to plan, thanks be to God. You need that luck. And last week, you know, if it had been last week was the final, we were beaten and Reggie won it. And we were lucky this week, we had a great week with the dog, everything went right. And that's a lot of thanks. Tony Collins went through him last Monday, gave us the all clear. Martin Lanny went through him for me on Wednesday. And I mean, you know, everything just fell into place. The bits of work that we gave him during the week, he was responding to them all, and there was a blossom on him tonight. And you know, if he came away and got a run, he's a powerful dog, and I thought he was back to his best tonight, and that's the way it worked out, you know.
He certainly is. In your own words, he's a machine.
He's a machine. You know, he is a great dog, there's no doubt. He has loads of ability. Great engine in him. Jesus, he's an engine like very few dogs have that kind of an engine. The late show springs to mind straight away. Different dogs, now different kind of dogs, but you know, he's a powerful dog. Christ, there's plenty left in this dog yet, you know.
And many would say over a trip that was perhaps a little short from him, he'll really appreciate the step up to 550 and maybe even a little further.
Used to say that with the late too, that he was no good over 5 to 5 and he won 11 of them in a row. So, like, I mean, you know, but I'll tell you something about running over 5 to 5. You need a powerful dog. The higher you go in class, your dog has to be able to maybe get 550. If you're a short runner, you're under fierce pressure if you don't lead. So it's always a nice kind of a thing to have in the locker, an extra gear to finish. You know, it takes the pressure off a wee bit. And, you know, he's an ideal Shelbourne Park dog, and you know, it's great. Thanks be to God. Wonderful.
And like your jacket, he likes the black, doesn't he? He's never been beaten from trap 4.
That'll probably put an end to that now. The next day he runs out trap 4, he'll be well beaten. But anyway, tonight he was great. Everything worked out great, and we're very, very pleased. And it's great for PJ and Ollie Bray, who bred the dog. You know, like, he was a fair dog, and there was a fair price given for him, and there was a lot thought of him, and thanks be to God, turned out well. They don't always, you know.
You don't have to put a lot of thought into it. I'm sure the long-term aim is the Champion Stakes and Derby.
Yeah, you know, Easter Cup, I suppose. You know, us, we run away there, and once he's doing that, there won't any come to any great harm, I hope, you know. And there's a lot of prize money in offer now in Irish Greyhound racing, and it's a great start of the year for this dog.
Well, hopefully we see more of you, Paul, and more of Tyrone Ted.
Well, hopefully more of Ted. You needn't be bothered looking at me anyway.
The Lifford Stadium in County Donegal finished off the weekend's racing with the final of the Bank of Ireland 600, with reserves Cabbage White and Ballerin Lass completing the 6-dog lineup, vying for that €7,000 winner's prize.
Trap 1 we have Count Gelignite for Mr M Wink in England and trained by Stephen Burke, a winner of 10 from 28. A son of Plasticine Gem and Mistress Susie recorded a quickest 32.81 in the first round of this event. In Trap 2 we have the favourite, that's Holborn Major for Mr James Courtney in County Antrim, a winner of 9 from 19, very impressive here last week, a son of Top Poncho and Holborn Miss. In Trap 3 we have Farlow Hobbs for Mr John McRoberts in Carrickfergus, trained by William Small in Northern Ireland, a winner of 5 from 8. This fella could be the fly in the ointment in this event, a son of Top Poncho and She New, recorded a nice 33.01 in the last round. In trap 4 we have Cabbage White from Mr Patrick Connolly in County Monaghan and trained by Francis Murray, a winner of 28 from 74. A son of Smooth Rumble and Midas Blossom recorded the quickest 33.27 in both rounds of this event. In trap 5 we have Dunsany for the DKA Syndicate in Galway and trained by Francis Murray, a winner of 10 from 31. A son of Tom's the Best and Glyn's Cross Queen recorded the fastest 33.33 over this distance in the first round of the Bank of Ireland 600. And in trap 6 we have Ballarin Lass wearing the striped jacket out wide, owned by Mr Don McGahan in Derry and trained by Gerard White. This is the second final that this greyhound has contested in recent weeks. A daughter of Coona Chief and Slippy's Double recorded the quickest 33.28 in the first round of this event. The hare coming up behind traps for the Bank of Ireland 600 final. The hot favourite in trap 2, Holborn Major. And they hit the lids and Holborn Major away very well in the centre, but 4 showing good pace up also there, and out on the outside is trap 6. That's Ballarin Lass right there in the premises. They're around the first couple of bends and it's 2 Holborn Major for James Courtney in County Antrim, opening up by about 4 or 5 lengths. Trap 1 is back in second, Count Gelignite, and 5 sits third. That's Dunsany. They hit the second last bend. Holborn Major really opening up in this big final. He surely has an unassailable lead. The one dog giving heavy chase in second, but no chance from there. Holborn Major wins it in fine style. 2 Holborn Major your winner, 1 Count Gelignite through for second, and 6 Ballarin Lass back in third. So the complete result of the Bank of Ireland 600 final: first number 2 Holborn Major, owned by Mr James Courtney in County Antrim; second number 1 Count Gelignite; and third number 6 Ballarin Lass. And the time 32.64. Superb time, James.
It was a very good run on a cold night like what it is.
It was all over really at the lids. You really had him ready to come out of those traps, and he did it in fine style.
He was well ready. He was definitely well made ready.
So where do you go with this dog that is not only the 550 track record holder at Dundalk, but he's able to pulverise open class competition here in Lifford? It must be now the Paddy Power Derby, with having won 10 from 20.
It will be the Paddy Power Derby and also the Ladbroke 600 yard in Shelbourne.
It's a fairly big cup, James. It'll take a nice little sup to fill that.
Well, we'll have to fill it anyhow. It doesn't matter what it takes.
Stephen, a tremendous sweepstake to be involved in.
Fantastic race tonight and a very worthy champion. I think once he went ahead, there was never any doubt. And certainly speaking to the guys here, I mean, faster times in every one of the heats right up to the final. It won't be too long, I don't think, before he breaks the track record here. But a great night's entertainment. I mean, if you look at the stadium, a fantastic advert for the whole greyhound industry in Ireland, and I think everybody that's been involved here tonight should be congratulated for it. Fantastic evening.
The bookie satchels are empty and the punters have plenty of money to lodge into the Bank of Ireland Monday morning.
Look forward to it on Monday. Unfortunately, I didn't back too many favourites myself, but really enjoyed the evening.
In next week's programme, we'll bring you that in-depth interview with Pascal Taggart, highlights of the Red Mills Irish Cesarewitch, and lots of action from Saturday night's racing at Shelbourne Park.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.